Well, you know what we ain't done in a while? Fired one up on camera. And we should do this because today's a nice day. It's a really nice day for a lot of reasons. Even though it's fucking snowing up here, it's a nice day because I got some good news that I can't share, but what I can share is some thrilling pot smoking stories. Or one pot smoking story. I even got my super duper nice roach clip here from Ty and Michelle, which I will attach to this in their honor. And what I'm smoking came from my friends in Poughkeepsie, New York, that I'm not going to mention their names, but they know who they are, and hey, thank you. So, yeah, back in the day, I used to drive around smoking weed. Probably not the smartest thing I've ever done, but after decades of smoking weed, you sort of learn how to operate a motor vehicle properly. I mean, that wouldn't fly today in a court of law, but nevertheless, that's what happened. So, I'm going to tell you my last weird weed story when before I left New Jersey. And we were over doing the Pioneer thing, Pioneer Two Boots Theater in the Lower East Side in New York. And we hadn't had any weed for a while. And that day I scored, it was, I think it was, let me think, it was October 30th. It was a Friday night, I think. It might have been a Friday night. But anyway. All right, so Joel Reed was going to introduce Bloodsucking Freaks at the Pioneer Two Boots Theater. So before he got there, we're sitting out in front smoking our faces off. So we go inside, and instead of showing the movie first and have Joel blab later, because Joel blabbed a lot, not that I don't like the guy, he was a good guy, unfortunately he's no longer with us either. He started blabbing for about an hour, and I turned to my friend Rob and I said, "We're going to be back here tomorrow. I'm going to fuck home and get some sleep." So now I get out, and I was driving my Honda Element then. So I'm playing tag with cabs on 14th Street, shooting down toward the Holland Tunnel. Again, lighting up another joint, smoking it, because, hey, I got fucking weed, right? This might have went out, but I don't know. Should I light this up again? Yeah, I keep it going. What the hell? Where'd my lighter go? I keep losing lighters. Yeah, it's out. You gotta do it up again. So, anyway, I'm heading through the Holland Tunnel. I get on the New Jersey Turnpike. Think I had maybe 3 joints at that point. So I get off the Turnpike, heading up Route 280. I was staying with my parents in West Orange. So I get off at the Northfield Avenue exit. And I got my last joint. I'm smoking it. And I passed this gas station about maybe 2 miles from where I'm supposed to go, and all of a sudden the lights go on behind me. And I'm like, oh fuck. So I take the lit joint, shove it in my boot, and I'm like, okay, I'm screwed. It's 4:30 in the morning. Who's going to bail me out of jail at 4:30 in the morning? But I had a can of Febreze in the car. So I'm driving, I'm emptying this fucking can all over the fucking car. I gotta do something. All right, I finally pull over, about a mile from where I gotta be, and I'm going through my wallet, and I don't know if you people know what a PBA card is, Policeman's Benevolent Association, but it was sort of, if you knew a cop or were friendly with a cop or you had a cop as a relative, you get one of these cards, and it was almost like a get-out-of-jail-free card once. So I had never pulled this before, and I was given a PBA card. I knew a guy, cop in Lyndhurst, a couple cops in New York had given them to me. No big deal. So I'm like, all right. Guy walks up, roll down the window, the smoke's wafting out. I hand him all the stuff. All right, let me check your paperwork, I'll be back. And I'm thinking, how the fuck can he not smell this? So he comes back up and he goes, oh, I see you have a PBA card. You have a relative on the force? I go, no, I have friends. I always cooperate with the police. Yuck, yuck. So he goes, I suppose you're wondering why I pulled you over. And I felt like saying, well, I'm all at Twitter, but I'm not that stupid. He goes, you were driving a little erratic when you passed me when I was sitting in the gas station before. Well, I said, oh, sorry, sir. I've been working all night. We did an all-night movie marathon. I'm just getting home. All I want to do is get home and go to bed and, just a little bit tired, that's all. And he goes, why don't I follow you home? And I'm like, great idea. So he follows me home. I pull in my driveway, give him the high sign, go in, and I never drove fucked up again. It was a valuable lesson. Well, not about. I mean, like I said, I've been doing this for a while. It's no big fucking whoop, and you know, maybe I'm being a smart ass about it, but I never had a fucking problem. I mean, I think I drove better stoned at one point than I did straight. Some people had commented on a couple things here. From what I understand now, and I wasn't intending to do this anyway as far as monetizing the channel, because I felt like this way. Why should I subject you guys to what we all know is going to be 2 more years of political fucking ad bullshit? So why would I want, you know, these diatribes of mine interrupted by, hi, I'm J.D. Vance, and I just, you know, whatever. So, no, we're not going to do that. And I also heard through the grapevine that if you use a certain word a lot, like fuck, you can't be monetized if you have fuck on your show. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Why the fuck would I not have fuck on my show? You know, fuck's a great word. It's a friendly word. It boasts of authority, like George Carlin used to say, I am fuck up the mountain. But you know something? I'm not a corporate guy. I don't kiss corporate ass, and no, I have toned it down a little bit for this thing, but I'm not going to tone it down, and I'm not going to go that route. So I will not subject my fans and friends to any of these stupid commercials unless for some reason I am forced to do that. And it's either if I'm forced to do that and given a choice of like ending the show or have stupid commercials, then I guess I'm going to have stupid commercials because I really don't want to end the show as I'm scratching my dog's ass. See, both dogs are coming in here now. I don't know if you can see them, but I'm scratching their asses out of camera. See, they were sleeping before, but the minute I do shit, they're up. Some people commented on that last video I did with my former my old friend Charlie, and someone said, you know, it speaks a lot of you to, you know, that you speak so fondly of a guy who fired you. Well, it isn't like he had a choice, and you know, going back, you know, to the 70s, I was pretty much of a wild asshole then, and the thing was, with Charlie and all of us, we were all drinking and drugging. He wasn't drugging, he was drinking. I was smoking weed at work, as were some other guys. It came to a fucking head, some shit happened, and it was like, he had a choice, one guy had to go where the other guy had to go, and if the both of us stayed, one of us would have killed each other, so yeah, he fired me, but like I said, it worked in my favor because the place I had worked previously was this Getty station, and the partnership had just broken up, and they wanted me back. The one guy who took it over wanted me back, but I had to make a deal that would work for me, and in working that deal, I got a lot more money there than I would have gotten, you know, staying at Charlie's. And it's not like we, you know, didn't kiss and make up after it, because we did. You know, we both frequented the same water holes. We, you know, both, you know, played cards, shot pool, whatever, so we'd run into each other. There was really no animosity. You know, it was just like, you know, I did my time with him and we parted ways. No big fucking deal, but had a lot of fun with him. I can do a quick Charlie story. We were all hanging out in this bar one night. We used to call it the Zoo. The real name of the bar was the Lyndhurst Lounge, but we called it the Zoo because a bunch of animals frequented it. So we were in there one night. It was Charlie, me, Steve the Turk, and this Bobby Romanowski, and this guy Richie the Mouth. His real name was Richie Kohout. Richie was about 5'0" and had an attitude of a fucking gorilla. He liked to fight, and he looked it because he had no front teeth. He would pick shit with anybody, but sometimes it was fucking bullshit. Sometimes he would run his hand to a brick wall and say he was in a fight or something like that. That kind of bullshit. He did start to fuck with me because he claimed I fucked his brother, Big Joe, because I was a mechanic and Joe brought his car in there. And Big Joe and me were friends, and Big Joe told him to fuck off. I didn't screw anybody. You know, he was just always looking for a fucking problem. So we're sitting in this bar, and all of a sudden, Charlie, Bobby, and Richie decide they're going to go to New York and chase hookers. Me and Turk weren't interested at this point, so we stayed in the bar. About 3 hours go by. You know, we basically closed bars back in those days. Richie comes in. I'm like, well, Oh, I don't know what happened. It was a big fucking to-do, boop, 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 and I'm back here. I look at Turk, and Turk goes to me, he goes, this isn't good. I go, yeah. So I said, all right, give me another drink. We're ignoring this asshole, by the way. So all of a sudden, Bobby Romanowski comes in and starts cursing him out. You little motherfucker, you left us over there. Bup, 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 bup. So they go outside, and there's Charlie kneeling by Richie's car, letting the air out of his tires. And all of a sudden, him and Charlie are in each other's face. And Charlie was about 6'2", my height. And Richie, like I said, was a little bit, 5 foot nothing. And he's starting to shit with Charlie, and I'm thinking, Charlie's going to fucking kill him. Charlie starts poking him in the chest, and that's it. Charlie said, you're not even fucking worth beating the shit out of, and went in the bar and had another drink and then went home. So this was just a little bit of the craziness that went on I'm not talking once a week with some of this shit. I'm talking every night. Because you got to remember one thing. My schedule was for a couple of years, I would come in at 1 in the afternoon and close at 11 at night. And then I'd go to the bar. Sometimes these guys were still there, and they left at fucking 6:30, 7 o'clock. So this was a sort of every night something would happen. And it was like, it almost became an addiction with these two bars, the Lyndhurst Lounge and the Linford. Lyndhurst Lounge was the Zoo, and the other one was called Monahan's, because the original owner was Monahan's. And it was almost like you sort of had to be in one of them every night just to see what would happen, but sometimes you became part of the show, which wasn't fun. And several times I became part of the show. So if you guys want to hear some more of these stories, just, put it in the comments and I'll tell them. I don't want to, deviate from a bunch of other shit, but if there's a genuine interest in hearing some of these crazy drunken bar stories and road trips into New York at 5 o'clock in the morning, shit, yeah, I'll be glad to tell them. So that's our show for today. Fire one up, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Again, thanks for subscribing, thanks for tuning in, and above all, stay safe.